Hey Canucks fans, the Vancouver Canucks have defeated the Vegas Golden Knights 3-1 in Vegas, and that's a three-game sweep of the three-game road trip. A lot of threes there. It's a sweep of the three-game road trip for the Vancouver Canucks. They defeat Anaheim 2-1, they defeat LA 2-1, and they defeat Vegas 3-1. Here's what I liked, here's what I didn't like, and here's one other thing. What I liked the play of the team overall, like almost every single player. And I always say that it's hard to nitpick losses in such a great victory, but I'll try my best here. But in terms of what I liked, the first period for the Canucks was really strong. They outshot Vegas 16-7, so that's one thing that I really like. They continued that dominance in the second period. Naturally, score effects, natural flow of the game, Vegas kind of carried the play in the third as the Canucks were trying to nurse their lead. I also like the fact that the Canucks created a lot of 2-on-1s. Now, none of them ended up being that dangerous, but I don't know if it's Vegas has a really different style than LA, but I really noticed that the Canucks had a lot of outnumbered chances, 2-on-1s, not so much 3-on-2s, but a lot of 2-on-1s. Again, they didn't really convert on any of them, but I don't know if it's because Vegas, their defensemen are such good skaters, or they're a bit more risky, given the green light to jump ahead in the play. But the Canucks caught the Vegas Golden Knights on at least 4 or 5 2-on-1s, although they didn't convert on any of them. Like the fact that Canucks scored on their power play. Didn't like the fact they didn't score on the 2-man advantage or the 4-minute power play. I'll get to that in a second. And a bunch of individual performances. Before I even get into the score sheet, I thought Vasily Podkolzin, actually the stat sheet, I thought guys like Podkolzin, he was very noticeable. And then I look at the stat sheet, no points, but 3 shots and 5 hits in 11 and a half minutes. That's outstanding. 3 shots and 5 hits in 11 and a half minutes. I thought Ilya Mikheyev was noticeable. He had some scoring chances, didn't convert, but I thought he was skating well. He seemed more confident. He had 2 shots on goal tonight in 13 minutes of ice time. But I thought Mikheyev, this was one of his better games in a long time. I thought Lindholm was good. He even admitted today in an interview with The Athletic that he needs to play better. And he had that 1 assist on the Garland goal. He was the one who made a really nice play at the blue line to keep it in, put it at the net, and then Garland was able to put home the rebound. But I thought Lindholm was a lot better. Also 75% in the face-off circle as well. So those are 3 kind of role players, not role players, but guys that not at the top of the lineup who I thought played very well. Podkolzin, as I said, Mikheyev, and Lindholm. And then, of course, our big players still produced. You had Miller with, Miller didn't have any points, but he had 2 shots and 5 hits. So it's still, even when he doesn't get points, he had his point streak broken actually. Even when he doesn't get points, he's still having a big impact on the game. So Pettersson had the 1 assist, Besser had 1 assist, Garland and DiGiuseppe. Actually, speaking of role players, DiGiuseppe had that nice goal too when he put it through Adin Hill's legs. So overall, I thought the Canucks, the forwards were good. I thought their defensemen were good. Quinn Hughes looks to be on the top of his game. Another 5 shots credited to him, and of course he had the goal, the shot from the point. And Juleson had an assist. And otherwise, just another strong effort from all 6 guys. Juleson was a low man at ice time 15:40, and then Hughes was the high man at 23:51. So I thought the forwards were solid, and they did a great job back checking as well. They rarely let Vegas get any odd man rushes for sure, hardly any even rushes except for the third period. Not a lot of rush chances for Vegas. Some shifts where they did dominate the Canucks in the defensive end, but that's going to happen because Vegas does have a bunch of skilled guys. And of course, Demko was outstanding once again, making 27 saves on 28 shots. The only one that got by him, I have to look. I was trying to figure out if that Amadio goal from the Kings went off of Ian Cole's skate, or Ian Cole. Remember, Cole didn't have a stick, so then they switched it where they had him trying to rush the point, and I think the goal might have went off of him, but that was the only goal that Demko let in. So Demko had a really strong game, and once again, to recap very quickly the Canucks goals: Hughes on the power play from the point, DiGiuseppe through Adin Hill's legs, and then Connor Garland scooping up Lindholm's rebound at the end of the second period, and the Canucks held on the third. They bent, but they did not break. So overall, lots of things to like about the Canucks performance tonight, especially Especially on a night where you'd expect Vegas to come up with some jump with their two new shiny toys in Hanifin and Mantha. Speaking of Mantha, he takes a double minor, high sticky Neal Chark, drawing blood just a minute into the game, 2 minutes in the game. And this is the only thing I'm going to say about the Canucks that I didn't like, because like I said, it's hard to find fault in such a complete performance, and I don't want to just do the easy thing and just blame whoever messed up on the only Vegas goal of the entire night. But the one thing I would say is the Canucks had a chance to bury Vegas quite early when it was a double minor. Newcomer Anthony Mantha, high sticking Hoglander and being in the box. And the Canucks did not look dangerous. They started with the first unit, then the second unit got time, then the first unit got time, and then there was mismatch unit where it was Hoglander replacing Lafferty. I don't know why you have Lafferty on the power play. Regardless, that's the only part of the Canucks game that I didn't like tonight is I thought they looked disorganized on that double minor. Then right at the end of that double minor with 14 seconds left, it was Pietrangelo and Colasar and Suter all getting penalties, but that's 2 penalties for Vegas, 1 to Vancouver, coincidental. So that's why the Canucks had a 2-man advantage for 15 seconds. They scored just as that 2-man advantage ends. So technically they scored when it was only a 1-man advantage. And then when they scored, that means obviously that that power play ended as well. But it was nice. That goal was good. It was technically a 5-on-3 goal. It was technically a 5-on-4 goal as one of the guys, Mantha, just got out of the penalty box, but it was a great wrist shot by Quinn Hughes to open up the scoring. So again, the only thing I didn't like was maybe the fact that the Canucks didn't make the Vegas Golden Knights pay right away on that double minor. One other thing, I'll go with 2 other things. The first one is it's great the Canucks swept this road trip, and now they have 9 games at home. Some of them are tough. Winnipeg to start off, and then Colorado, then some easier opponents too. But here's a chance to really put a defining stamp, and assert their dominance atop the Pacific Division and maybe the Western Conference. So a 9-game homestand. So that's number 1. Number 2, what happens with the Canucks in the trade deadline? Jake Gensel is now a Carolina Hurricane, so he's the big fish. I'd say Buchnevich is maybe the other big fish that's still out there. But I would be happy if the Canucks' work tomorrow was trading for Tyler Toffoli and signing Phil Kessel. If the Canucks do that, then they've improved their top 9, and that might be enough. Their defense is showing pretty good against some pretty good teams, both holding down both LA and Vegas in the last 2 games. So going to be very fascinating to see what if anything the Canucks do throughout the next few hours, the next 15 hours to the 12 p.m. Pacific time trade deadline. I got my show at 11 p.m. I hope you join me right here on YouTube, where we'll talk more about this game, and I'll take more of your feedback about tonight's game and what you think the Canucks might do ahead of the trade deadline tomorrow. So make sure you join me right here in about an hour at 11 p.m. on my YouTube channel for my post-game live stream. Shout out to my sponsors, Van City Experts Real Estate, Perform, Transform, Personal Training, Weight Loss. Thank you, legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Carol Bovlander, legendary Andrew Chang, Hall of Fame and franchise members as well. And thanks to all of you for watching, liking, and subscribing. On the way out, subscribe if you're not already. Like the video. You can leave a donation. You can become a member. You can upgrade your membership. And tell me in the comments what's one thing you liked, one thing you didn't like, or tell me one other thing about tonight's game or the big picture for the Canucks overall. Again, 11 p.m. live stream tonight. Stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. God bless, and go Canucks go.